Hello and welcome to the Brick Cave Media Podcast. My name is Patrick Hare, author of Corporate Boilerplate Vinegar from Brick Cave Books. Joining me in the studio today is my co-host, fellow poet and author, Bill Campana.
Hey Patrick, it's Bill here, poet and author of 5 different Brick Cave books, including Poems in the Key of A Negative, which is coming to a bookstore near you sometime in 24? 2024 it'll be ready? Keep a good thought, people. Now, the Brick Cave Podcast is brought to you by the BC Book Club, Brick Cave Media's community portal for readers that love Brick Cave books and their authors. Are there any poetry events coming up? No, there are not. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, maybe you guys can tell us what the poetry events are
what's
coming
going on
up,
out
and
there?
we'll read them on the air. I mean, we don't mind plugging a good venue or any place that you could possibly read a poem somewhere,
I know
or if
they're
they're
in-
back
in-
or gone.
In September, October, there is the Maricopa Slam, hosted by the Clute, and also later that month, or maybe it's earlier that month, a Slam in Sedona,
I was going to mention that. I
hosted
just
by
remembered that.
Christopher Fox Graham.
Well, see, now that would be something to go and see.
Yeah, you drive up the hill and see some poetry. Everything's red up there.
Are they still doing? They're still doing the online thing at Writer's Block, right? In Ohio.
Yeah, but I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't.
Not your gig.
I don't have capabilities for that.
You have a phone, man.
Yeah, I got a phone, but what am I going to do? Call up Scott? Hey, put my phone by the microphone. Hold me up to your laptop there. Let me read a poem. No, I don't do that. I don't have that. I'm not complaining. I'm cool with not having
Is there a Phoenix Poetry
Zoom
Slam?
poetry. No, that's gone.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
That's gone. Left us in a wave, in a haze of controversy. That's the word I'm looking for. It was very controversial.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we won't.
No, I'm not even gonna
Yes.
go there.
We don't bury any.
I have things to say about it, but
This proof that Neil Young was wrong when he said that it's better to burn out than to fade away.
better to burn up.
Because many of our best slams and readings faded away, which is better than having it all fall to pieces.
Yeah. Yeah. Other than that,
sputtered a little bit at the end.
well, yeah, but
But we
because
did
it went
figure
on
out.
for so long,
Yeah.
we were running out of.
We ran out of coffee house.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the good old Desenza was
Coffee
there, then
houses.
not there, then that back, and then they took all their stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
poets
I remember
poets
that.
love coffee houses. Coffee houses really do not love poets.
Yeah, it's interesting.
They,
Well, it's
they
because
say
we're
they do.
awful people.
Maybe you could come here and run an event in our coffee house, until they see what's
event.
going on there. It's
Yeah,
like, no, we don't want this.
Yeah.
This is loud.
Oh my God, people
There's
up there,
subject matters here that are
people
controversial.
up there swearing,
They're talking about things that are controversial.
and they're not buying enough coffee. It's 9 o'clock at night. How much coffee can you drink?
Did you ever do an event that had a minimum drink?
No.
No.
Mama Java's did not.
That came up for a comedian. I saw a comedian say they don't book a show that has a drink minimum.
I know there's some comedians that won't go to a venue that are requiring proof of vaccinations.
Well, there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah. Of course, this was, I'm not going to mention his name, but who the hell's going to go see this guy anyway?
Fair.
Well, I don't know.
A refugee from Saturday Night Live. But
I
it really
want to
wasn't
watch
that
my
good.
fans die.
Put it this way, he was Goat Boy, so he's probably taking ivermectin.
Yes, it's a 2-ventilator minimum.
There was a Christmas edition, or a pumpkin spice edition that.
Yeah, I
somebody
saw
posted.
that. It's pumpkin spice ivermectin.
Yeah.
I don't
Get it
know.
while it's hot.
Oh, yeah.
Here, we're going to get the horses to eat that.
So who brought poetry?
Well, I did bring poetry.
You did?
Yes, I
New
did.
poetry?
Yes.
Oh, Bill!
It's
like-
on your phone, too.
I know.
Is this
I
a
know.
Zoom poem? Are we zooming right now? Columbus,
Where's
can
your
you
fake
see me?
Background.
This is the This is the Rose in Columbus, Ohio.
It's the collar there.
This is the, oh.
Okay. Remember the standard disclaimer. Just because it's new doesn't mean it's good. You said you wanted all of us to bring our authentic selves to work every day. Are you nuts? Most companies have whole legally mandated courses with stilted role-playing exercises just to keep people from acting like their authentic selves. You know why people get coached for job interviews? Because the last thing a boss wants to see is the person who's actually planning to slack off, steal office supplies, and turn the workplace into a cauldron of drama and lawsuits resulting in mandated courses. My definition of anxiety in any social interaction is where my true nature might spontaneously emerge. It takes a barrage of worried overthinking to keep the real me locked in. I have spent a lifetime stuffing away any manifestations of my id at the expense of my ego. The real me has been painstakingly replaced with a phony persona who is deathly terrified of those moments of weakness when the authentic self slips from underneath a patch of thin ice on the lake where it lies dormant. Imagine if my authentic self said what it thinks or pointed out all the flaws in everyone's cliched constructs and narratives. The real me fears that it would be a singular focus of hatred big enough to create common ground between the left, the right, the up, and the down. The whole foundation of society rests on people lying to themselves and others about themselves and others. I don't think I'm alone here. Every celebrity scandal, impeachment proceeding, and arrest report usually involves a case where somebody's authentic self got out in the wild. Given the choice of telling the truth about the actions of their real selves, most people prefer to stick with perjury. When confronted with their actions, they'll say something like, "Yes, I did that, but it's not really who I am." Folks take their phones and start recording when an authentic self pops up on a flight from Los Angeles to Minneapolis, at a political event, or at the rest stop on the edge of town. Lots of seemingly wild-mannered people are right to keep their real selves locked away. Dateline had a whole series about people whose authentic selves would go to strangers' homes, drink iced tea, eat cookies, and patiently wait for Chris Hansen to emerge from behind a curtain. Authentic selves end up being the subject of podcasts because they can't be trusted to build a good alibi or properly erase the telltale blood spatter. Everyone wants to hear Billy Joel sing about the stranger, but no one wants to meet one. It is bad enough that the pieces of the real me drip out of a pen and get concentrated into sonic droplets, but my hazardous musings are not safe for work, and you'd really better think twice before you to tell me to just be myself. Thank you.
Yay. One question. Did you say wild-mannered people or mild-mannered?
Huh. Well, I'm going to change it to wild-mannered now.
Because
that sounds much better.
Yeah, it's a great one. It's a great phrase right there. You wild-mannered people doing out there. Oh, yeah.
I'm your wild-mannered reporting.
This is Wild Man Bill reporting.
We should have hired Kent instead.
So anyway, I'm going to start out by just throwing this out. Bob Dylan is dead. Bob Dylan has died.
I'm like, what?
No, he hasn't. I'm kidding.
Like,
It'll be true someday.
But I'm thinking by the time this podcast is available to listen to, he could be. He could be dead.
Okay.
Oh my
He's,
gosh.
That's fair.
What's he, 80 now?
Yes, because as we all know, Bob Nelson only just does poetry stuff. He has no other things going on in his life.
No, he just has this. He lives for the podcast.
He just he just cashes in on poets, as we all know.
I deserve
He's
that.
built an entire life cashing in on us.
He's really a wild-mannered man.
Yes. My authentic self will get out.
Yeah.
Who bought the
authentic
Playboy
self.
Mansion? Bob Nelson. Grotto wasn't big enough for him, so he had to expand it.
I'm not wearing any pants right now, just so you know.
So the authentic self is sort of like a spirit animal? Is that what that is? Or is that an actual phrase?
It's an actual phrase. It's a thing, and I know the meaning of it is you're supposed to be, free and open about who you are. You shouldn't hide, your personality or anything at work.
You
but
have
it's
to hide it.
like when they say, my authentic self is like, oh Jesus.
Places they will send you if they see your authentic self.
Yes, the beast within.
you can't.
Yes,
you
who
can't-
knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men?
Hey, you can't. You
The
can't.
shadow knows.
You can't mingle with society. What the?
And there's the title of the episode. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men?
Yes, or wild mannered.
Wild
So
man.
this piece here is called. I don't know if I read part of this last month or not. It's called "The Streetcar Named Gristle."